With the soon release of Moana 2, Disney Animation has been in the clouds wealthy this year. Inside Out 2, which technically is Pixar but still Disney owns them, is the highest grossing animated movie of all time with $1.6 billion worldwide under its belt. Disney is also in full gear on making a sequel to all their successful properties, and you can bet they're going to be making Snow Angels and money. It is wild to say that people are projecting that it could be possible for Moana 2 to already dethrone Inside Out 2 for the highest grossing animated movie of all time. And Inside Out 2 came out 5 months ago. Now obviously, if you read the title and looked at the thumbnail, this isn't either about these movies. Inside Out came out 9 years ago, and is still a testament to how good Disney can be when they actually want to. I made this video as a proposal and also to analyze the original movie to see what went right with it and if it's possible for Moana 2, which the original made $200 million less than Inside Out 1, can actually beat it and become the queen of highest grossing animated movie of all time. Now, if you're confused with how I will do this, I want to analyze Anger, a character that a lot of people overlook since he's a strong antagonist to the movie. We're going back in time to the first Inside Out movie to understand Anger. That's right, we're going back in time to the first Inside Out movie to understand Anger. Once we understand Anger, we will be able to theorize if it's possible for Moana 2 to actually beat Inside Out 2 at the box office, but it will only make sense then when we get there. So let's go back in time to the... I can't do this. Anger from Inside Out teaches us how to write a hidden antagonist. So what is a hidden antagonist? Well, they are characters who are not revealed to be bad until a certain point in the story, according to the Heroes and Villains wiki. What this means for Anger is that during the movie, we must have to see him as someone that on the outside possesses little to no power, but secretly, he actually is a benefactor to an ongoing plan that is against the protagonist. This is pretty easy to spot when watching the film. It's no secret that Joy is a control freak who always has to be in control of the console and doesn't let anyone else take the spotlight unless absolutely necessary. She specifically dislikes Sadness the most, which is one of the core reasons no one really picks up any negativity towards Anger, because Joy is perceived to be the protagonist of the story at the moment. But if you watch my last Inside Out video, you would know that is false. The story centers in on the two polar opposites and leaves fear, disgust, and anger to be the B-plot of the story, which gives them their own spotlight that is just a tad bit dimmer than the one given to Joy and Sadness. At first, they are trying to replicate Joy and her feelings to keep things between Riley's parents less awkward than it already is. This is impossible because none of them are Joy and do not know anything about how to make Riley feel joy. It's a lost cause for them since whenever they try to help, they only make things worse, which gives Anger an idea. Anger believes that if Riley can't feel happy in San Francisco, the only way to make her feel happy again is to bring her back to Minnesota, so they can make newer and happier memories with all of her friends. The problem with this plan is that Riley could not be able to convince her parents to move back, so she has to cut them off from her life and run away. This has implication of destroying the last island Riley has left and making it impossible to fix if Joy and Sadness were ever able to get back to headquarters. Anger thrives on Riley's mind and starts to believe her parents don't want the best for her and that they've completely ruined her life. I think you can start to see the antagonist side of Anger coming out, but let me explain the hidden part of it. Now, most people don't like to feel angry. It's not a pleasant feeling because it can only hurt you and others around you. So going into the movie blind, you probably looked at everyone besides Joy as the antagonist or the bad guys, since you don't personally like feeling that emotion. Inside Out purposefully draws you into your beliefs to expose that sadness is equally as important as all of the other emotions, including joy, which makes the uprising of Anger a bit more shocking when he's this little goofy guy in a suit for most of the time. When movies challenge real people's beliefs, it leaves room for growth for not only the character, but for yourself too. And to have the contrast of sadness is the good guy and anger is the bad guy, it's a puzzle. Being mad or sad is not necessarily a nice feeling. You don't like that, I'm assuming. So seeing on screen anger being a bad feeling, yeah, alright, seems like my point of view. And sadness being a good feeling, that's not what I believe. This allows for perspective of these emotions to take a step back and assess that if sadness can be good, then maybe fear, disgust, and anger can be too. So for anger to be a hidden antagonist is on course with your beliefs, but allows for you to understand where he's coming from and that he still loves Riley as much as the rest of them do. Another thing to point out is that it's completely on accident that anger is opposing joy and sadness, but it is purposeful that he is making Riley run away, so that maybe Riley can feel happy again. This means that he's also an accidental antagonist too. It's almost like the fact he's the antagonist is hidden from himself too, and not just to everyone else specifically. At the very end of the movie, sadness is able to shut down the idea and save the day. Anger isn't mad about this at all, but glad and guilty that he could have ruined Riley based on an idea he didn't take the time to think about what he was doing. Now that we've discussed anger, I think I'll feed into the Moana 2 hype just a little bit. So the reason why anger is so important to this part of the video is because Inside Out was able to make people think and understand for years and years, and is still beloved to this day. The movie takes a big leap and risks being too edgy for a PG movie with its idea of what is going on inside of someone's head. Moana was just your average Disney princess movie that turned out to be not so average whatsoever. The movie became iconic, but did it leave the impact that Inside Out did? No, it very much did not. Don't get me wrong, Moana is a fantastic movie and one of the best Disney princess stories ever told, but it's nothing groundbreaking. Although the original wasn't a masterpiece, and I'm not sure yet if Moana 2 will be either based on the trailers and marketing, I wouldn't be surprised if this reaches more people than Inside Out 2. Inside Out 2 took a big risk on bringing purity into the mix, which is something that not everyone would know at the moment. Disney princess movies have been some of the most iconic stories ever told, and I wouldn't be surprised if a younger demographic is more drawn to Moana 2 than they were with Inside Out 2. It would be wildly impressive if it could become the highest grossing animated movie of all time, and I wouldn't be surprised if it does, because of the fantastic early ticket sales being above Inside Out 2's. If I had to make a guess, I think the movie will make more than Inside Out 2, but the bar is set really high for if Moana 2 could be a better made and written movie than Inside Out 2. Maybe I am just clueless, but I am excited either way to see it and to see how impactful this movie could be, and also what my video will be about it. Let me know in the comments if you're excited for the movie or not. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Thank you everybody for watching. I'm Enchanted. Bye.